Hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited, where we dissect the X-Files one bizarre case at a time. This week, things get explosive, and I mean literally. Fight Club takes Mulder and Scully into the heart of doppelganger mayhem, where identical women are causing absolute chaos just by being near each other. It's violent, it's over the top, it's totally off the rails, and we will have our say on all of that.
Certainly will.
Now, I know we've been waiting to get to this episode, Brian.
Highlight. It's got to be highlight. This is grade A X-Files stuff. This is. If you notice a hint of sarcasm in my voice, and well, you may be very good at reading people. Fight Club. My favorite film around the time this episode came out was indeed Fight Club. So I was quite excited at the prospect of X-Files tackling a subject that, I don't know, that just maybe that went down that avenue of but yeah, name only is all I'll say.
So why do you think it's called Fight Club? Like it's
literally just to get people in because Fight Club was, I mean, it didn't blow the box office apart. Fight Club, it actually did pretty poorly at the box office. But for people who love movies, it was definitely a must-see kind of thing, and it was very quotable at the time. Everyone was quoting Tyler Durden and this, that, and the other. So it was quite of an underlying phenomenon. But beyond that, it's like, yeah, okay, there's fighting in it as a result of these two women coming together, but it's not like it's a club. It's not like people are getting together as part of a club. No. It's involuntary. It's a club suggests something that you're a part of, that you want to be a part of. It's like you sign up for it. It's voluntary. So yeah, it's a bit of a stupid title, to be honest. But care to guess? Not that I think any guessing is going to be required for this one, given how much we've gone on about it even before seeing it.
Yeah.
But out of the 22 episodes of season 7, where do you think it sits on the IMDb ranking?
22.
You are correct, sir. Well done. Wow. Your powers are they amaze me. And in the grand scheme of things, that is 217 episodes. Where do you think this sits?
185.
I thought you'd have done a bit more guesswork with that. Okay. 216.
216? So is this the second worst episode?
Second worst episode, according to IMDb.
And we've had the worst episode, have we?
Yeah, we had the worst episode supposedly was Teso dos Bichos, but I'm not buying that for a second. But yeah, this is next on the chopping board. Given that this is very bottom of season 7, so I would always think, okay, if it's very bottom of a season, chances are it's not going to be any higher than 200. But yeah, you swung the doors wide open with that guessing, but that is what it is. So, shall we get into it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we open up on the episode with two Mormon types. Now, they don't expressly say that they're Mormon, but anyone looking at this who's, experienced that knock on the door and whatnot, you know who these are. They're two Mormon types who go door to the same woman, essentially. You're kind of questioning it at first, like, hang on, isn't that the woman they just spoke to? So, yeah, they go to a woman, they speak to her, and then they cycle off. They too seem to have something of a doppelganger vibe about them, but then that's Mormons for you. They rock up to your door, and it's a little bit like Reservoir Dogs. Give a description to the cops. They'll never identify these people because they all look the same. So, yeah, they go to the second woman, and they're all like, hey, didn't we just, speak to you, not 5 minutes ago? And she's, what are you talking about? And then, the more they talk, the more agitated she becomes. She screams at them to go away, and they just start fighting. They, obviously, two Mormons, supposed to be peace-loving kind of type. So, the fact that they just start punching each other's lights out is very, it's not what you would expect to see from them. So yeah, they just punch each other's lights out, and we go to Mulder and Scully. Supposedly, Mulder and Scully go to speak with the first woman, only it's not Mulder and Scully. So once we get past the camera placement, it's like you just think, oh, this is Mulder and Scully. It's even their voices. You are kind of sat there thinking, why are we sticking from behind them? Like, why are we not getting to see them? That's not the usual way to introduce Mulder and Scully in an episode. It's not them, obviously. They go to the second woman. The second woman drives by. So they're talking to the first woman, and then the second woman drives past. Just kind of looks at them all through the window. And as she does, Mulder and Scully, who are not Mulder and Scully, start fighting. And once again, Scully seems to be owning Mulder. In this iteration, Scully, again,
of course,
owning Mulder. So even fake Mulder can't overpower a fake Scully. But yeah, there you go. That's the opening.
See, as openings go, Brian, I thought it was really great. Really, wasn't sure what the hell was going on. The idea of the doppelgangers was really fun, and I thought that was something that was going to continue throughout the story. Like we'd see more doppelgangers, and you do see a few more throughout it. It has that kind of character contrast of suburbia and supernatural, which I kind of like. It offers a lot of possibilities, and to be honest, I was in. I really was interested, particularly with the Mormons when they start fighting. I'm like, what's driving them? And then when they get the Mulder and Scully dupes, which I thought was hilarious, and then they start fighting, but you know the outcome. Scully was always going to win that. It's a fun, engaging opening to an episode.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's a terrible opening or even a bad one. I think the tone for me is one where I'm like, no, okay, it looks like it's going to be quite light. I mean,
definitely
the guys start fighting, but it's not the kind of violence that churns your stomach. It's almost comic in a way. It's like you can tell these aren't really fighting. It looks like movie fighting, but almost intentionally so, as if to say, hey, it's not going to be one of those episodes. It's not going to be any eye gouging or anything like that. But I'm nonplussed by it. I'm neither taken with it nor turned off by it, to be honest.
Okay.
Doesn't grab me. It doesn't make me kind of want to or need to find out what's going on. I'm more questioning why do these two women who look like each other not realize that each other is in such close proximity to each other. So, if they're not sisters or they don't know each other as sisters, why is she just driving by having seen her? And it's like, yeah, but clearly they do know each other. Clearly there's something going on there. But yeah, my desire to find out what it is isn't like, off the charts or anything.
All right.
So Mulder makes Scully play a guessing game. She's surprisingly creative and also fairly on the money. She comes up with the theory of a doppelganger, and Mulder says, "Don't go thinking I'm going to give you any autopsies," like, which I really liked. It's like that's he sees that as a reward for her, because it's like, and maybe he knows her so well that actually. He knows that secretly that is what she likes. That is what she's after.
He is kind of annoyed in this sequence as well. He's kind of annoyed that she's like stealing his thunder. She's playing his game, but at her own rules type thing.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. But also thinking as well how it's a very comedic episode. I mean, when shows like this start to poke fun at themselves and the tropes that they've built up, it can be hit and a miss. Sometimes it can be kind of fun. Other times it can become almost self-congratulatory. It feels kind of smug. And I think it borderlines that.
I would like to an extent, but I do think it's it is just a good way of showing that these two have been, they're so close now that like she knows his moves, he knows hers, and she's not only that, but she's actually starting to think like him in some ways.
Not just that, but also the fact that they're bringing up the other FBI agents, and that's very similar. They've been together 7 years. I know what you're thinking. There's no love story there, and they're kind of commenting on the series through these other agents. It was kind of funny, but kind of borderline for me.
Right. Yeah. Mulder makes Scully. Oh, sorry, I read that one. So Lulu Pfeiffer, this is one of the doppelgangers, goes for a copy job. The manager is not impressed with her history. He reads some of the job history off, which is quite amusing, to be honest.
Yes.
It's like, I feel like I've known people like this who've had this many jobs, and you do wonder how they end up getting another job after having such a history like that. But the copy goes haywire just as the other doppelganger rocks up, or just as Lulu rocks up. It kind of, I can't remember now. Does the other one rock up at the same place?
She drives up outside just as the help wanted signs.
Oh yes, yeah. So and she sees her, doesn't she? And she's like, "Oh crap!" No, she sees it all going haywire.
Yeah, but I think she just sees the sign coming down, and that she's just like, "Well, I've lost that job."
Oh yes, right. So then she jogs on, just as our other lady, Lulu, she gets the job, primarily because all the copy machines have started going haywire. So the guy's like, "Get on it, go, go." But straight after that, we get essentially another scene playing out at a different copy place. Miss Templeton goes for a different copy job. So Miss Templeton, this is the other doppelganger. Now, I think this is certainly when I first saw it, this is where I had trouble with the episode, is keeping track of who is who.
Yeah.
Like, I get to a point where, like, okay, is this one Lulu now? Or is this Miss Templeton? Why are they going for the same? Like, it's just keeping where each one is at any given moment straight in my mind becomes not impossible, but hard enough to warrant me kind of checking out, where I'm like, I can't be bothered.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun because I was just like, oh, who's this one? What are they going to say that's going to allude to who they are? And just, especially when they're dealing with Bert, because you're never quite sure.
Yeah.
So it was always kind of fun.
So Mulder and Scully show up at Bert Zupanek's, or Zupanek, that's in it. So Bert Zupanek's house, just as he packs a case full of money. He looks like a much less handsome version of Josh Brolin, is what I put.
Okay.
He even sounds like him. He sounds and looks a little bit like an ugly version of Josh Brolin, which I may not have picked up on, but next time, there probably won't be a next time, but if you ever see it again, or just want to go and check that out for laughs, do so. But that's what I could see, and once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. But so they ask, where's Betty Templeton? He's like, I don't know. And they're like, you sure? And he's, and at this point, you're kind of like, maybe he actually doesn't know, because Templeton might not be the one of the doppelgangers that he knows. So, Mulder waits for Scully to reel off a laundry list of what they should do to find out why Bert is lying, before suggesting that Bert really doesn't know Betty Templeton. And that's where they put the I in FBI, is what Scully says when she basically decides to go off and do some work on her own. And you may recall that is the line that Mulder first said all the way back in the pilot episode. I think so anyway. I'm pretty sure he said that in the pilot episode. I could be totally wrong. I could be plucking that out of my ass. But so she decides to take a different tack, and he decides he's going to stick around. And wait for Bert to leave so that he can break into his apartment or something. I don't know. So yeah, Mulder waits for Bert to leave before heading for his apartment, assuming he's going to let himself in, which I'm pretty sure is against the FBI regulations right there. Like, if he finds anything in that apartment, it'd be admissible in court. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Froggy's bar, and Bert goes for a drink. He sees Betty and heads on over. He buys her a drink and talks like he knows her, but she doesn't seem to know him. And that's when Lulu enters. They see each other and the place explodes. Betty leaves with Bert.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chaos. And you get an idea of whenever these two are in proximity, chaos happens.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I can't wait to find out the answer for this, which I don't actually know we get.
We do kind of get an answer, but it's a bit of a head scratcher trying to get your head around the specifics of it. Again, as with a lot of this episode, it's so convoluted, I just check out. But yeah, Scully finds Mulder at a wrestling arena. He's talking to a Mr. Saperstein, who says that Bert is fighting there on Friday night and will no doubt have Lulu with him because she brings him luck. Scully has traced the path of destruction through the last 12 years where Lulu and Betty have travelled. And then there's a bit where Mulder says goodbye to Saperstein, and one of them says Shalom Aleichem or whatever. I just thought it was yeah, he says, yeah, yo mama. Yeah. So Mulder says it, and then the guy says, yeah, yo mama. Or something. It was just a really weird exchange. I'm like, what the hell was that all about? Mulder and Scully leave, and Saperstein makes a call to Bert to warn him. And he says, no money, no fight. So basically, yeah, this guy's all over the place. He's there all pallying up to Mulder like he's genuine on the level, just a club owner trying to live his life. But he's as scumbaggy as they come. He's like,
it's not even that. They literally get like 2 steps away from him, and he's got the phone out dialing.
It's like, but not even that as well. It's like you think at first, oh, he's friends with Bert, so he's warning him. But actually, it's like, no, don't you not come here and not bring my money. So I don't care if you get arrested, essentially, but you make sure you get here first and give me my money for the fight. If you get arrested during the fight, that's your problem. But yeah, this guy cares about nothing but money, basically. So Betty goes to the bathroom to get dressed when Lulu knocks on the door, comes in, raises her voice in a jealous rage, but then leaves when she changes her mind. Sorry, did I say Betty? I meant Bert. Bert goes to the bathroom. So is that right? Have I got that right? Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you watch an episode that you don't even like all that much and have only ever seen once or so.
So Bert and the one of the sisters is in bed. She goes to the bathroom.
Oh, yes. So Betty goes to the bathroom. So they're in his apartment. She goes to the bathroom. Lulu comes to the door, comes in, gets all jealous, has a bit of a shouting match. He calms her down, sends her on her way, and then Betty comes back out of the bathroom and was like, did I hear voices? And it's like, okay, look, they make a point of showing us that people next door are shouting. We kind of hear it. But not to the extent that Lulu is shouting at Bert just from the next room.
Oh, I don't know. The audio of the fighting is pretty loud, and then there's gunshots. You know, it's like they're having a full-on argument.
Yeah, I don't know. It just reeks a bit. The fact that she's in the bath.
I just found it fun. I was like, is she going to come out? Is she going to leave before she comes out? I've got a funny feeling we're going to be wildly different on this episode, Brian?
Yeah. Look, as far as the idea of the scene goes, I've not really got a problem with it. I just my suspension of disbelief is a little bit like, because also there's you got to bear in mind these girls have been following each other around for 12 years, unintentionally following each other around. So at this point, I would imagine they wouldn't even walk into a room anywhere without expecting that the other one isn't too far behind. So if she's in the bathroom and it just doesn't ring true for everything these characters have supposedly been through. It doesn't ring true that she would be so casually coming out the bathroom going, "Did I hear voices?" It's like if she heard voices, she'd be out of that bloody bathroom door because she'd be like, "Where is she? Where is she?"
It's so fantastical and over the top of a story that these kind of things just really didn't bug me at all.
Right. Okay. So yeah, as you say, there's gunshots. So basically, because they've been in close proximity to each other, the couple next, whoever lives next door, have had an argument, and from the sound of it, one of them shot the other. Betty goes to the bar. Now, this I find weird because is this the same bar or is this a doppelganger bar?
No, this is the same bar.
Because
you see the guy stacking the glasses again.
Yeah, but it's like it feels like this has barely been a day. It's barely been half a day since bar.
It's the next day after the night before.
Yeah, so it's the next day, morning after the night before. It's like, so that guy must have just been cleaning all night.
Well, it's lunchtime.
Right. It's just that, like, literally every piece of glass in that place went, and it looks like a new bar. It looks like this. It looks like he's had time to replace everything. And
it's movie magic, Brian.
Indeed, it throws me off because we don't still see a little bit of mess and like a broken mirror behind. I start thinking, is this a different bar? But it all looks the same as the previous bar or what? But no, it's the same bar. So anyway, Betty goes to the bar. Stapperstein asks her where her boyfriend is, and I think he thinks he's talking to Lulu. Doesn't realize he's talking to Betty. And she gets excited because he's already calling her his boyfriend. Obviously, they've only spent one night together. So she goes to freshen up when Bert comes in. Tries to stop the ladies from seeing each other, but is unsuccessful.
Yep.
And everything made of glass once again explodes, though it's surprising there's anything left in the place that is made of glass. But it's seemingly killing Bert. So Bert's on the floor, and Saperstein takes the case of money. He assumes, well, it was meant for me anyway, so I'm doing nothing wrong.
This guy's just, he's just a snake.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he wanted his money, he got his money, it still wasn't enough. He's still asking for more, as you find out.
Yeah. Just a sleeve bag. So it's like he's literally done a man over while he's down, and then he knows he's the one guilty of doing him over, and yet he's still going to pretend like he never got the money off him, which is just the most scumbaggy scumbag that anybody could ever be. So as it turns out, Bert ain't dead. He wakes when Scully checks his pulse, which is really rather surprising. Nobody is. It's like I just have this image that no one's checked him at all until Scully gets there. It's just like he tells them that he's lost his good luck, and Scully asks for the whereabouts of Lulu and Betty. Mulder goes for Betty. Scully goes to see Lulu. They both say the same thing before leaving. Lulu drives right past Mulder and Betty, and then stuff blows up, and Mulder gets tossed down a manhole. So this is multiple things going on over quite a period. It's quite a convoluted scene in which one's talking to one, the other's talking to the other. But yeah, there you go. Thoughts. It is quite amusing. I think it's quite amusing when Mulder gets blown down the.
And again, like I don't understand why, but I don't care at the same time as well.
Yeah.
He's kind of caught in the middle. It's funny, and then he's down the manhole drain,
Mm-hmm.
and the two girls just continue on their paths.
Yeah. Just it's bizarre that wind comes from a manhole and sucks Mulder in. There's literally no like valid kind of explanation.
I mean, that's not valid. I think the most incredulous thing is the fact it takes him hours to get out of it.
Yes, I was going to mention that, to be honest. I've got that in my notes. I was like, seriously, what's he been doing down there? It's like, yeah. So Scully arrives and can't find Mulder, but the manager tries to sell her a 2-for-1 deal, which I just found hilarious. She goes in looking for a partner, and she's clearly working a case. It's clearly something that's quite important. And he's like, I can do you a 2-for-1 deal on copy paper. Sense the tone, bro. So, yeah, how about internet access instead? Scully asks. So Scully goes to see Mr. Damfuse. Mr. Diffuse. I can't say his name. I wrote it, but I can't say it. It reads like Damfuse, but so this is the guy that's in prison. So she's done some work over the internet. Her Google searching skills are second to none, apparently. She's worked out that he's the father of both these women. She wants the family tree. But Damfuse is really difficult. He does nothing but shout and swear, and he's like the most grumpiest man you've ever met.
But he's hilarious.
Yeah,
everything he says is so funny. It's so angry.
Yeah.
Like, how has he not been like had his ass kicked every day of his life?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just his whole attitude is just hilarious.
Yeah, this guy's just like Mr. Negativity. So Betty goes to see Bert. Why are you ignoring my calls? She says, and he cries about losing his money and, by extension, his shot at the big time. The big time in some rinky-dink wrestling ring in some back street somewhere. Yeah. So he asks for her help, and she says, "Maybe I can." Then leaves, and then Lulu shows.
I do think it's funny. It's just like I could have been a contender, and it's wrestling. Like,
yeah,
funny.
Yeah, going on like it's pro.
It's a lot of money he gives that guy.
Yeah, like I mean, just like I feel like he's been well and truly shafted. I feel like that money. I think he's been lied to. I think that it shouldn't even cost that much money to do what it is he wants to do.
No,
it's just that guy has got no scruples and he's charging him way over the odds.
Yeah,
but so Betty goes to work and uses the copy machines to copy fake money.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Lulu does too. I wasn't quite sure of what was going on there.
I think it's implied that she does exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so it's implied that she had the same idea. So Mulder climbs out of the sewer. It's like, hello, Mulder. What have you been hiding? What took you so long?
For him to come back in.
It's like they didn't have anything for him to do, so we just got rid of him out of the episode for 10 minutes while they figured out some of the other plot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls Scully, and she confirms that Damfuse is the father and that he is the most angry man alive. Mulder says that Lulu and Betty are both in love with Zupanik. What to do? Then Scully runs into a doppelganger of Zupanik locked in a cell. So, yeah, Zupanik himself is a doppelganger. Betty, nice timing, by the way. Coincidental timing, or maybe it's all part of the whole doppelganger.
Yeah, I don't think it's one of these things you want to look into too deep. I don't think it's...
Yeah. Betty shows up at the ring with the money, which is actually just photocopied paper, and Bert is super happy. Bert fights. Mulder shows up to ask Betty to come with him, but then Lulu shows up. and everyone starts fighting. And then we get this big wide shot of just the whole room, just like nailing each other, which I really like watching because it's like a moving version of Where's Wally. Because like when you have these scenes in which you've got a lot of fighting going on in a massive crowd, I always like to just watch each individual little fight and wind it back and see, because it's loads of extras. It's quite comical. You'll see some that are really getting into it and look like they've actually had some screen fight training and like, oh, they're doing a pretty good job. And then you'll see another couple at the back who think, no, I'm not going to be in this shot. I'll just do that and pretend I'm fighting. And then like, boom, there you are in a wide shot, looking like a knob who can't act for anything. So yeah, I always find that stuff quite amusing, but there's a few of those in it. So it's quite an amusing shot. But yeah, so everybody starts fighting and then Scully shows up. No, is that right? Yeah. So yeah, everyone starts fighting. Mulder picks up Betty to walk off with her because he thinks if he can get if he can get her away from it, then her away from Lulu, it'll calm things down.
Yeah.
The question is Mulder immune?
No, because we see the ramifications after the fact.
Exactly, but it's just that like he still has the strength within that moment, even when everyone else has gone to crap and is now fighting. He's the one who goes, actually, I keep my head straight, grab her, whip off with her. That should calm things down. So it does kind of make me think, he seems a bit more immune than the rest of them. But Scully shows up with Bert's double. The place goes quiet, but Bert and Bert don't respond well to each other, and the place erupts into violence once more. So, yeah, it's just the best way to describe everything in this episode is just a cacophony. It just feels like noise.
Chaos.
Yeah, I feel like Carter's got this grand ambition, this grand idea of what he wants to express, but he's only got these 40 odd minutes to do it in. And so all the reasoning is just glossed over. Everything just seems so chaotic all of the time. I'm playing catch up. I'm always like, so who's who again? And if it was a bit more engaging, then I would feel a bit more obliged to try and stay keyed in. Like I go and see, I went to see Tenet, the Christopher Nolan film. I know a lot of people say, I was out 10 minutes. I couldn't keep up with what was going on. Whereas me, I found that film so engaging. I forced myself to keep up with what's going on because I wanted to know what was going on. Whereas here, it's the opposite. It's just, yeah. So Mulder and Scully chat to Saperstein in their office, though it kind of annoys me.
I didn't understand why.
Yeah, like, one, what is he doing there? Why is he just randomly hanging out in the FBI offices with Mulder and Scully? And two, why has he gotten away with it? Like, why is he? It just feels weird that he's there being all pally with Mulder. Because in the last scene when Mulder was with him, they seemed to be getting on like a house on fire and being really pally. But yeah, it's just, I don't like the fact that he's there.
He's obviously helped them as well because the two girls have been jailed for forgery, counterfeiting.
Yeah.
So he must have handed over the money, but nobody said, why are you getting this money?
Yeah. It's so bizarre. But they're talking to Saperstein in their office, and exactly why it's unclear. Two sets. So this is where Scully explains the theory behind it all, which personally I think we should have got the theory way more in advance, at least like 2/3 into the episode, so that the conclusion, like we know what's going on in the conclusion, it makes a bit more sense. But she says that two sets of non-fraternal twins, 4 originals who are identical. And then I've written something there that I can't read. It's my own writing, and I can't read it. So basically, how I understand this is they're twins, but they're not identical twins.
Correct.
Even though they look the same as each other.
Yes.
So it's I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it something to do with two men? So the mother has slept with two men, and their separate sperms have fertilized.
No, it's came from a sperm sample from the Angry Man.
Yes. So that was it. Yeah. So he'd done a sperm bank thing, hadn't he? Yeah. And then it's. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. I can't be bothered trying to get my head around with it because I don't care enough. I don't care enough to get my head around it. But it's something to do with fraternal twins. I felt like I understood it when I watched the episode at the time that Scully explained it. But now that I've slept on it for a week because we were lazy and didn't film our episode when we should have done, I've forgotten it all. And I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't matter enough for me to care. So pretty much like most of this episode, to be honest.
Yeah. Will I wrap up?
Yeah, go on.
Like I went in, this is one of those episodes where you got into dreading it, which is probably why I dragged my heels a little bit on getting it done, because you're just like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to have to talk about it. I'm not interested in any of that. And then you put it on and you discover that it's something that's fine. That it's not the worst episode in this season.
Heck no. Certainly not the second worst episode of all time.
No. No, it's completely inconsequential in the grander scheme of things. I don't think it solves its own mystery. I think it wants to say something, but it can't get to it. And it's complete chaos and absurdity and just happenstance a lot of the time. And I just kind of enjoy the slapsticky nature of it.
Yeah.
It's one that I could see me watching again and not really having a problem with, but it's not like one that enriches the X-Files more than just it's a filler episode before we get to the final two before the season ends. Yeah. And that's exactly what I feel like. I'm probably going to give it a very generous 3.5 out of 5.
See, I give it a 3, which I didn't expect at all. I was going into this knowing it was a 1-star episode, and again, sensibilities change over time, bigger picture and all that. I just echo everything you said. Essentially, I don't like it quite as much as you. I'm not willing to go out and say that I enjoyed it, as much as you did. But I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's average. The stuff when Mulder and Scully are on screen, it's entertaining. I like their banter. It's funny in places. There is an idea germinating in there that could be something special, but it's just not executed in the best possible way. These characters, these doppelgangers are mildly amusing for some of the stretch, especially Bert. I think Bert's quite funny. I kind of feel for the guy in some ways. I feel like he's one of those guys who's end up in a crappy stage of his life because people have taken advantage of him, maybe. And so, there's enough there for me to say this ain't anywhere close to being the worst episode of the series. Yeah.
Can I just talk briefly, because we never really talked about it. I was really curious about the time period. Like it feels like it's something that it almost belongs in like the 50s, like the sort of diners, the wrestling, that whole kind of idea of the fighting. When you meet Bert, he's in the wife beater, he's in the kind of motel room. It has a noirish feel to it.
Yeah,
the cars that the girls drive, like the red and the blue.
Yeah,
I know it sounds silly, but it just feels like it's supposed to be an almost period kind of setting, even though it's set in modern day.
I feel like it's meant to. It's not so much that it's setting it in a specific period, as much as it's trying to set it in a timeless period. Like you're not meant to be able to tell what period it's from.
Yeah, but it does have a lot of evoking images from that, like the sort of 50s.
Yeah, it's a bit like Batman the Animated Series, in which like you watch Batman the Animated Series today, and it still works because the set, the set design, the art decoration, how they designed everything in that show was designed to feel like you are watching something from like the 30s and yet set in the modern world. And I feel like it's almost a bit like that, where it's like, yeah, you can't tell when this was shot or when it's set. But
okay, so tell me a little bit about, is it X0720?
Something like that, yeah. So this is an episode all about a genie. So, we all know the genie in the lamp story. This is the X-Files version of that. It's written by Vince Gilligan and directed by Vince Gilligan, actually. So, yeah.
Is it another comedic episode? Is it played straighter?
It is comedic, yes. I wouldn't say it's as slapstick as this one, but it is comedic.
Okay. So is it a good one in your memory? Is it a not so good one?
I remember it being pretty good. I remember really liking it, especially off the back of Fight Club. But coming back to it now and realizing Fight Club ain't even as bad as I remember it being. Who knows? Jay Sahetti may not be as good as I remember it being. So I doubt myself a lot these days.
Do you think it is down to expectations? Like, if we went into this episode going, this is one of the best episodes ever, would we have hammered it? Would we have went down on it in every facet, or going into it expecting the second worst episode of the entire series run? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I don't know. I just know I can think of a dozen episodes that I would rather watch Fight Club again over those.
Yeah. Which probably lent to me like putting it higher than where it was.
Yeah.
But hey ho, there we go. So that wraps our journey through Fight Club, an episode where logic taps out early, chaos wins the belt, and even Mulder can't make sense of it all. Whether you loved it for the sheer absurdity or felt like it was a one punch too many, it's a great reminder that the X-Files was never afraid to try weird or get self-aware. Next week, we're trading fists for wishes with X0720, a surprisingly emotional and darkly funny take on the genie myth. So hit like, follow us, leave a review, and join us next time on the X-Files Revisited.